The big three CEOs head to Washington this week to put forward their survival plans. Will Washington pull out the federal checkbook, or could mounting requests for billions of taxpayer dollars in aid fall on deaf congressional ears? We'll have an update. And did we mention auto sales were off 37% for November? Also, first look at the new BMW Z4. Thanks, tipsters. A new Audi Cabriolet rolls onto the internet, and a long-awaited upgrade to the Audi R8 might be as close as the Detroit Auto Show. Yes. What's up, everybody? I'm Derek D. You're checking out Fastlane Daily. It's Wednesday. I know what that means.
Fastlane Daily with Derek D. Always fresh every day.
This episode of Fastlane Daily is brought to you by Valvoline's automotive series Under the Hood with Brandon and the Frog. Watch for new episodes at brandonandthefrog.com.
This week, Detroit's big three, that's General Motors, Ford Motor Company, and Chrysler, for those of you who've been living under a rock, presented Congress with their plans for surviving the global economic downturn. Are you guys serious still? Anyway, altogether, the three put in a bid for $34 billion in aid. That's more than a third larger than the company's estimate last month. GM alone says it needs up to $18 billion in taxpayer bucks to stay in business. That includes an immediate infusion of $4 billion and up to $8 billion by early next year, and an additional $6 billion line of credit. In exchange, GM will cut executive pay and possibly start a sell-off of underperforming brands. That plan could mean liquidation of the company's Hummer, Saab, and Saturn brands, and included the shrinkage of Pontiac to just a few specialty models. The plan could also mean layoffs of tens of thousands and put nearly 2,000 dealers out of business. And without the money, GM executives said GM could only have weeks to live. Wow. Cash-strapped Chrysler also sent up a red flag to Congress this week. The company said $7 billion in low-interest loans from the government ought to cover its major expenses for the first quarter of 2009. Ford says it needs up to $9 billion in bridge loans, but pointed out the company may not actually need the money. Well, doesn't someone think they're special? All three of the company's CEOs, Ford's Alan Mulally, GM's Rick Wagner, and Chrysler's Bob Nardelli, say they'll each work for $1 a year. That comes out to a 2-year average of $10 million each. I, for one, am tearing up just thinking about the sacrifice these great men are making. Man, they're good guys. That's enough. Anyway, all three CEOs are headed to Washington this week to face a congressional hearing on the money matter. GM's Wagner and Ford's Mulally say they've parked the jets and are driving company cars on the 520-mile journey to the nation's capital. We hacked into the Santa Claus early warning system to track these lovable captains of industry in this segment we like to call Where the CEOs At? So let's see what they're doing. Wait, why is Santa's sled parked in Los Angeles? A little pre-Christmas workout on the Gazelle. Careful, Santa. Watch those glutes. Tony Little called. He says he wants to do a workout with you. Anyway, the CEOs got underway from Detroit earlier this morning. They're due in Washington tomorrow to face Congress, and they've got a 10-hour drive ahead of them. Looks like Ford's Alan Mulally is in an Escape hybrid, and GM's Rick Wagner is in an Aura hybrid by Saturn, one of the brands that could face the axe if the company gets federal aid. Okay, so according to the map, which I can see right here, the CEOs have just arrived outside of Puxatawney, Pennsylvania. It's about halfway. Oh, wait. We're picking up some CB radio chatter. Could be them. Yes, it's them. Can we listen? Let's listen.
Hey, Wagner, don't use my real name. Oh, yeah, Petunia. Let's mess with some truckers. Breaker 1-9, hey, groundhog. Is it your shadow today? Over. 10-4, T-Bird. Your shadow is affirmative, Niner. You boys stop messing around on a CB system right now. Oh, shoot. Mulally, Wagner, is that you? Oh no, Barney Frank. No, it's, Petunia. Gentlemen, you are in violation of Federal Communications Commission rules. Quit this foolishness and get to Washington pronto and make it snappy. Yes, sir. This will affect our aid package at all, will it? Not unless I take you in the aid package. To 10-4, sir.
Oh, whoops. I guess they weren't supposed to be doing that. That was pretty funny. Well, we'll hear from the CEOs when the latest round of hearings start on December 4th. That's tomorrow. And following on an internet leak yesterday, Audi officially revealed the European version of the latest drop top. That's the A5 Cabriolet. Did I say that? You're right? Yeah, the Cabriolet. And its sporty sibling, the S5. The cloth top version of the company's A-range coupe will arrive in Europe sporting a choice of 3 direct injection gasoline engines and 2 diesel engines, with power output ranging from 180 to 265 horsepower. The European S5 will get Audi's TFSI V6 producing 333 horsepower. Those engines will be connected to a 6-speed manual, continuously variable multitronic, or quick-shifting 7-speed S-tronic transmission. Audi says the use of a cloth top instead of the removable hardtop of its BMW 3 Series competitor saves weight and preserves storage room, with the A5 and S5 getting a rear storage capacity of 11.3 cubic feet. No word yet on specs for North America, but we expect more details from Audi by the end of the year. Next up, is a more powerful Audi R8 on the deck for Detroit? That's an internet rumor mill, and it's coming up.
On the deck or on deck?
On deck in the rumor mill, right after this.
Frog and I had a bet, I lost, and this is payback. By losing this bet, you've given me an opportunity to teach people about cars using the most tried and true method of all, primal urge. It's all about not being a severe driver. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves.
Sensitivity training.
There's no shame in taking care of the ones you love. Especially when you have adaptive cruise control, xenon headlights, and that little knob that makes the suspension softer. Taking care of your car is more than a way to save money. It's how you show you care. Okay, well maybe not that much. Check out Under the Hood with Brandon and the Frog to see how those guys share their love. Here's a hint. Prince guitar solo. Any BMW Roadster fans here? Anyone? Bueller? Okay, JF. Yes, of course there are BMW Roadster fans here. A Fastlane Daily tipster says the redesigned BMW Z4 Roadster broke cover this week, showing up at a New York dealership. That, according to an inside tip, is where the new Michael Douglas movie Solitary Man is being shot. The Z4 spy image is the first look at the new Z4 we've seen since spies started catching disguised prototypes of the 2010 Z4 on the road in Germany. There's no word yet from BMW, but insiders say the new Z4 could debut as early as the Geneva Motor Show next March. Thanks for that. A new V10 powered Audi R8 has been in the rumor mill for most of the 2000s, but now Car and Driver magazine reports the long-awaited V10 powered R8 could debut as early as the Detroit Auto Show this coming January. C&D says the faster R8 will get Audi's 5.2-liter V10, producing 520 horsepower and 398 pounds-feet of torque. Details are few, but insiders say the faster R8 will get new wheels, upgraded brakes, and several interior upgrades, as well as obvious improvements in performance. We'll find out exactly what those improvements are sometime in 2009. And finally, Volkswagen released a video teasing the company's new coupe concept. That's the show car set to debut in Detroit next month. Insiders say the coupe could spawn a production model to compete with the Mazda Miata and Pontiac Solstice, which I think the target top is pretty sexy. Well, that wraps up Fastlane Daily for today. Happy hump day, everybody. I'm Derek D, and go get yourself a glass of water, just in case you're thirsty, you know? He throws pens. That was fast. It hurt. Any BMW...
Go.
Any BMW Roadster fans here?